Alright, folks, I got a request to do a jammer video regarding false flag. What's a false flag? Ooh, thunder. Oh, maybe it'll hit one of those false flag antennas. Alright, so a false flag operation is an act committed with the intent of disguising the actual source of responsibility and pinning blame on another party. What does that mean? That means I'm trying to do something bad and I'm going to try to get somebody else to pay for it. How does that carry over to the radio world, ham radio? I'm a jammer and I'm going to try to get it blamed on somebody else. Or I'm angry at somebody and there's something going on I don't like, so I'm going to try to get them blamed for jamming a frequency. How is this accomplished? One of two popular ways. The first one, the person who's out there hunting is also jamming. What do you mean? Well, when they send you a picture of a full scale on a meter, that's nothing more than a picture of a full scale on a meter. It doesn't mean shit. Same thing when they send you a video. Why doesn't it mean shit? Because you are not there to look around the entire vehicle or the entire area and make sure that while they're holding the camera with one hand, they don't have a handheld on low power or with an antenna dummy load on it, and they're keying up, causing that full scale signal in front of that person's house. You can't tell that from the video. You can't tell if there's somebody sitting in the back seat doing it. You have no clue. You just have a video. You have a lead. You don't have something solid. Now, could it be just one person? No. It could be a couple of people. It could be two people sitting in that car. There could be three. It might be two cars together, two people in cahoots. Regardless of the fact, because you got a picture or a video of a full-scale signal in front of somebody's house, don't immediately assume that that is 100% valid information. You need to go check it out on your own. Somebody who's determined to jam, who's determined to stir things up, is going to be doing it all the time. So no matter when you drive by their house, you're going to be getting signals. It's not going to be a unique scenario where only one person seems to be really good at catching this guy. If you have a team that's out there hunting, and only one person seems to be catching the guy all the time, it's because that is your guy. That is your jammer. Now, the other way that could do the false flag is through crossband repeat. You now have handhelds and mobiles that can do crossband repeat, which means you come in on one band and it transmits on another. So let's say in the case of an amateur radio repeater, I can have a radio set up at my house with a good antenna that's listening on VHF and it's retransmitting on UHF and activating a repeater on UHF, for example. Or it could be vice versa. So I can set this up wherever I want. Remember, I'm a jammer. I'm not a law-abiding operator. I'm a jammer. So I'm going to set it up wherever, at my buddy's house. Who cares? I may not even have to show them how to work it. There's ways to do that. But the idea is, I don't have to have this set up right smack at the victim's house. If I know somebody in the neighborhood, somebody in the area, I could have this thing set up. I can dial over to my clandestine frequency that nobody knows about. And I can sit there and act a fool. And everybody's going to get out their antennas, their RDF equipment, everything else. And it's like, oh man, the signal's coming from over here, from this neighborhood. And then your jammer guy is going to be like, oh, it must be this guy. He's such a this and such a that. And then here comes the whole plethora of personal insults and slander. Well, could it really be the jammer? Yeah, it could be the jammer. But it could also be a false flag. So now your guy that's able to find all the signals hauls ass and leads the entire team over to somebody's house, and right before they get there, mysteriously, the person stops jamming. Now, let's be realistic here. If I'm sitting inside my house, I can't tell who's coming down the street. Unless you have an aerial camera, you don't know who's coming up from a few blocks away. But somehow the jammer stops, even when all of the people are out of view. Somehow mysteriously stops. But hey, look, this guy lives here. It's him. You need to look amongst your group. You got a mole. You got a mole, or you have somebody who has a bone to pick, and they're doing shit to try to start up shit. How do you solve this? If you feel that you don't trust one of the people on your search team, maybe you should randomize who goes out there together. There should be at least 2 operators per vehicle when you're on a search team. And the reason for that is you want somebody to do nothing but drive so they can drive safely. And you want somebody to deal with all the gadgets, gizmos, and other radio bullshit. They're basically a navigator, de-effer. They're also going to keep each other in check. If you got 2 people that aren't really in cahoots with each other, they don't normally hang out or anything like that, that's a perfect team. Because the likelihood of them lying for each other, excuse me, is not going to be so great. So, be mindful of this. You're out there hunting down for a jammer. If you got somebody who is just really, really good at finding people, or they just always happen to be at the right place at the right time, really, how is that? How is that? How did they build up such skill? Be careful with that. All right? Not everything is what it seems, people. Use common sense. Trust your gear, trust your instruments, but above all, trust your common sense. If anybody else has any requests for any little shorts like this on hunting down jammers or jammer techniques or anything like that, please feel free to contact me.